Get it all wrapped up today?
Yeah, today was a fun practice. We split up in teams a little bit, so that got competitive. And but we were still able to accomplish a lot of the situational stuff we wanted to get done on that last day of spring ball. And you always worry about, because it was a shorter practice, guys kind of, their mind drifted into lack of focus, and it was awesome. And that's the thing I've been the most proud about with our whole football team, is the way we focused this spring. Last Friday we measured GPS energy output with these GPS devices. It was the highest energy output we've had in the history of Oregon. So that shows you our guys are giving everything they got, and they're working their tails off.
Was it a competition Wednesday or just a normal Wednesday?
It wasn't the same competition. We actually score with points, but try to make every day a competitive day. But when we broke up into teams that we drafted, it got pretty heated in there.
So that's the format.
A fun
then?
Competition.
That's going to be the format of the spring game. Then you'll be in teams. And
yeah, we had a draft. We tried to divide it as evenly as position-wise, and then you could pick basically. So, for example, the offensive line, we evened it out, so it wasn't necessarily ones versus ones or twos versus twos. And then the coaching staffs would have their choice of whoever got the first pick. They could take, well, I want the A offensive line or the B offensive line, or the A quarterback or the B quarterback, and that's kind of how we did it.
Who'd you pick? Who went first?
For whatever reason, I got the last pick of the draft. I got third and fourth, and I use that to motivate our guys. I told them, hey, you guys, if I would have had first pick, I would have picked my guys. I love my guys. I love the team I got, but the other team I think the head coach is Coach Wood. He had first pick. He chose the offensive line, which we knew he would, or his offensive line. He divided up.
So you and Wood going to be the coaches?
I think Wood is coaching one team. Wood and Coach Hoke are coaching one team, and we've divided up the coaches. Then myself, DP, Coach Aiken are on one team.
Did you take your quarterbacks and receivers then first? Is that your first pick?
I actually wanted to go with the offensive line. That's how we're going to win football games, our offensive line. And I'm really happy with the development of our offensive line. They're going to be a lot better than people think they are, just because we have some new faces. Those guys are coming along a lot faster than I thought they would, which is a credit to Coach Wood. I love our skill, obviously, because I coach them, but I would have picked O-line first pick all the way.
How do you handle the reps at quarterback? You've given the three guys a lot of the reps in practice, but do you think Allie and Lockie will get time at quarterback in the game?
In the spring game?
Yeah.
We're still kind of sorting through that. With Jeff and Taylor, because we're a little thin at wideout right now with Sticks and Knacks, Jeff and Taylor have done a great job filling at wideout. They know the offense, and as a matter of fact, today those guys made a ton of plays, and they're going against sometimes our first team DBs, and they're getting open and making plays. That's been fun to watch, and those guys are just having fun getting out there and competing.
Right.
We still haven't figured out exactly how we're going to do the quarterback reps. We split the teams up,
right,
but we haven't figured out how we're going to do that. That'll be a game day decision.
Could they?
But they will. They'll play multiple positions.
Okay.
Could be a trick play mixed in there.
Could they flip flop at all?
Yeah, they can flip flop. Well, no, we divided the teams up, so they're going to stay on their teams.
Okay.
They can flip flop positions, but they're definitely going to stay on their teams.
Have you told the likes of Devin and Charles, hey, you guys better watch out for these two?
They are. Well, as a matter of fact, Taylor Alley has gave us some great teach tape and red zone examples of how to run routes, and I've had Devin take some notes as how to run a route. Taylor, who never practiced it, has a feel for running routes, and so it's been good to kind of give guys like Devin and Charles and DC a hard time, saying this is a quarterback doing it. This is how I want you to do it. And he's rubbed it into him a little bit, which has been fun.
Was Dakota first quarterback taken?
That is top secret. I can't give that one away. I can't give that one away. But the quarterback battle's been fun because it's going back and forth, and they're both doing a great job, and they're both getting better. And Coach Yost has done a great job with the learning curve on those guys, because each day those guys get a little bit better, and it's really showing, especially the last few practices.
Do you feel like the team's at a point where you're ready to show it off to fans and I guess the nation on Saturday?
Yeah, spring games are interesting, especially with the media coverage, and it's going to be on TV, right? So, you want to be careful. There's some things that we tried in spring that we're not going to do in the spring game. Our goal in the spring game is just to execute and be clean. No penalties, line up right. We're going to still have some fun. There could be a few trick plays that show up, but it's more about just doing our base offense and not showing everything that we have.
How much stock do you put in guys that, so to speak, perform when the lights go on? And is the spring game a good test for that?
It is. We try to create practice. So practice, if they're not going to do it in practice, they're not going to do it in a game. So we try to make every practice actually more competitive than a game and put them in harder situations, whether it's endurance, number of reps. So we want the game to be easier. But when they get to go out and play in front of their parents and people watching them back home, that's always a little extra incentive. So it'll be exciting to see.
How has the spring been different for you now that this is your first spring as offensive coordinator?
I've enjoyed it. What makes it so good is we've got a great group of football players and a great group of coaches. They just make it fun to come to work every day. And when you're a coordinator, all you do is do a little more organizational type stuff. But the rest of it is just relying on the guys you already have in place. And the guys we have in place are doing an incredible job, and they make my job easy.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.